When I teach about picky eating and I talk about how important it is not to make the dessert the trophy that you get after suffering through
Mm,
the broccoli. We do the same
hmm.
thing with screens though, right?
Yeah.
The screen is the trophy you get after suffering through reading a book or doing your homework or doing your chores. And I know that that's not optimal. I have no idea how to fix that problem. Do you?
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because I do talk about this that I don't I don't recommend using screen time as a reward
Uh-huh.
because it gives the screen too much power, right? The same as it does for dessert. And we don't want that power struggle and we don't want to give all this attention to the screen like, oh, this is this ultimate reward and it's so amazing. I like to just think of screen time as like one more part of our week. With our younger kids, it's not even, again, we don't do it every day either with our younger kids. My older kids, sadly, I mean, they use screens every day for school. So I
Impossible.
can't say no screen time every day, but the time they spend doing other things is also, they have limits. But thinking about rewarding kids, I know when portable screens became mainstream, I would see a lot of these charts floating around. I mean, you'll find them on Pinterest and everywhere of like, okay, if you do A, B, C, D, then you get screen time. And people even would do tickets and different things. And again, I don't recommend that. I think that what's best and what's worked for our family is to sit down and create a family tech plan together. And maybe we'll talk more about that. But then deciding ahead of time what that will look like what the time limits are and where screens are used and what you're doing on them. And then just let it be a part of your week or not. If your family decides, you still have little kids and you're like, we're not going to do screens. I love that. I think every family gets to decide what's best for them, but instead just make a family tech plan, but don't make screen time the reward. And of course, like at our house, kids still have to have things done, like chores have to be done if they are going to spend time on a screen. But since it's not a daily thing, I feel good about that because we're not creating that habit loop of like, okay, I do these things and then I get screen time. Instead,
Right.
it's like I do these things, and today I might go to the park with my friends, or today I might just sit down and read a book, whatever, they choose to do.
Right. I feel like you're just putting things in an order, right? You do your work first and then you recreate. And the
Yeah.
recreation bucket has many things in it. Sometimes it's screen